Hello Tank Commanders, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the Batjet 25T, which is a tier 10 French light tank. The Batjet is a very good tank, has a 3-shell magazine, and the magazine reload time of this thing is 3.9 seconds. The reload time between each shot is 3 seconds, and each shot is 310 damage. All those combined gives us a DPM of 2,847 and a penetration of 240. The penetration is a bit low for a tier 10, but that's just like the Sheridan, who also has a low penetration. But we can, with our gold shell, we can easily pen many other tanks on heavy tank bottom plates with our 295 pen. And our HE pen is 53, so yeah, you can HE the back of a Batjet and stuff, but it's going to be hard to HE other tanks, like the Vickers Light, and sometimes the Sheridan, which has a lot of space armor to prevent the HE penetrations. The velocity of each shell is 1,460, so it's gonna pen, and the rate of fire is 9.8, which is good. So there, we take a nice shot into the Leopard 1 turret, which has no armor, but we do sadly miss the other 2 shots, and for a total we only have 316 damage right now. Now we're reloading our magazine, waiting for all 3 shots to come back to us, and then we spot the T-57 Heavy tilting his turret so we can take a nice 310 damage shot right onto the tank's turret. And there he comes back for some more. We don't pen the next shell, and sadly we don't pen the other shell either. So I just wanted to tell before the game ends, if this guy had aimed his shots a bit more closely, we could have done way more damage, and the game wouldn't have been so harsh. So now the T-57 Heavy is pushing because he finished off his alley, but we're just going to shoot the T-54E1 because he is less armored. The T-57 Heavy is chasing this Sheridan, who takes a successful shot into the T-54E1, making him on fire, but sadly the T-54E1 finished off the Sheridan before we can finish off the T-54E1. Now the E-100 is going to push us because why not, and he's a heavy tank with a lot of armor, and there's the T-92 with only 510 hit points up. So right now he's going to do a very skilled play here. The E-100 has a 640 damage gun, so that could be very harmful to our HP. Now we're just going to move back and forth, making it harder for the E-100 to shoot a turret, and look, because of that, he does miss our shot, and we do take a nice high roll onto the T-9's back of his turret, doing 388 damage. So right now we're up to 1,875 damage, which doesn't look like it, but there we don't pen the Moss. With our second shell, with our last shell, we do pen the Moss, doing 294 damage. Now we're waiting for our magazine to reload fully, and the VK-72 is fighting the Moss, who has more hit points. And the Moss is a better heavy tank than the VK-72, so that could be a very hard one-on-one. But luckily, the VK-72 has our support, so we're just constantly taking some nice shots on the Moss's back. Not penning one of them, but we do pen the rest of the 2 shells. So once again, like I said earlier, if he actually aimed for his shells, we could have easily the Moss could have had 400 points right now. So there again, we do 299 damage and damage his engine. There we do 317 damage, and the Moss is a one-shot. The VK-72, being a moron, misses his shot onto the side, and there we finish off the Moss, successfully penning all 3 shots. So now it's a close game of 3v3, and we're up to 3.5k damage. There's E-100 with basically full HP, VK-72 which is pretty low, and we also have a lot of HP. So now the E-100 is gonna fight the VK-72, and the VK-72 has already been through a lot with the Moss. The E-100 and VK-72 are a really good matchup. Maybe I can do one video on the E-100 versus VK-72, but let's get back onto the video. The T-57 Heavy is shooting the VK-72 and finishes him off. Now we're just gonna take a nice, we're gonna miss a shot to the T-57 Heavy's side. I'll take a nice 277 damage shot and finish the T-57 off with our last shot. Now we realize that it's a 1v1 because the Vickers Light is AFK, and so is our H-75. This is a hard decision because the Batjet can't run. If the Batjet wants to run, he has to take a nice HE shot into the back by the E-100, which could be deadly. So now we're just gonna take cover by the T-57 Heavy. Luckily we finished off right in this position. He still takes a successful HE shot of 1,050 damage. So right now we're a one-shot to the E-100. We have to play with very caution over here. Do a nice high roll on 388 damage, and we don't pen the E-100's turret. So now we're running low on bullets, only 8 shells left, so we might have to switch over to heat bullets. And amazing play right there. The E-100 misses the shot because of his slow-moving turret. And there, we take a nice shot into the E-100's back, hitting his ammo rack, but luckily we don't blow it up. And now the E-100 is also getting lowered. And there, we're just moving constantly back and forth, making it hard for the E100 to shoot us. It's a very risky position right now for us, but we are a low tank and we do have a decent, really good mobility actually. Still, the E75 and the Vickers Light is AFK. Now that AFKs hurt a lot, and there's a reason why we were allowed to report them. E100 misses his shot. We don't have enough depression to shoot the bottom plate, but we do a low roll of 220 damage using our gold shell. And there we miss another gold shell, and for some reason we hit the gun. So if this guy aimed a bit more, we could have easily finished him off right now. And the VK72 is still also confused, just like how he is. E75 has full HP, and now he's finally alive, but too late. He's way too late. E100 can easily finish it off, but sadly, but happily, we first finished him off first. So now we take a nice blind shot into the Vickers L. Now that's that dumb. Now the dumb Vickers is still AFK, and if he was not AFK, this game could have turned out to be a loss. He could have easily finished off the E75 because it's a Vickers Light, one of the best tier 10 light tanks. And now we're just going to load up AT shells from the back of the Vickers Light. E75 manages to take 455 damage shot off. Now we're just going to block the E75 so he doesn't get any more shots. Just take MTR shell, E75 rams, and we finish off doing a total of 5 kills and 6.4k damage. Now this is a very lucky game. Not the luckiest game like the Folks review I did last time, but it is a lucky game because we had the Vickers Light, which was AFK. We lost 25,000 credits, but it was worth it because we got the mastery and a lot of damage out of it. So yeah, we managed to do the most damage in the game, obviously, and we did receive a mastery badge, Ace Tanker. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do recommend you grinding a Batchant line. It is a pretty good line, but not the best tier 10 lighting in my opinion. I'd rather have the Vickers Light or the actually I like the Batch. This is a confusing edition, Sheridan or Batchat. But I do recommend you getting the Vickers Light first because that is just a fun line to grind. The Batchat to tier 9 and 10 are really good tanks. I'm not a huge fan of the tier 8 because of its gun and basically no armor at all. The Batchat is given a bit armor, so you're gonna get a lot of bounces with that hull. For some reason, that's kind of, I get really triggered when that happens. So if you enjoyed today's content, please derp that subscribe button, Amorak that like button, and leave a comment down below telling me which tank I should review next. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My Discord server is HotTherryPotty, #6841. I'll link that in the description below. Once again, if you like today's content, please subscribe and have a blessing day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and HotTherryPotty out.